It's time now for your daily news update. Here's newsman Dennis Daily with more of what you need to know.
Hi, and thanks again, everybody. I ran across a story today that brought back a lot of memories of my childhood. Now, many of you know that I grew up in rural Indiana, but my dad had brothers in Washington, D.C., so long before I moved to D.C., we were making a lot of trips out there. And at least once in each direction, and it was a 2.5-day drive before the interstates, we would stop at a Howard Johnson's. The thing about the Howard Johnson's is even though they were more pricey than a lot of mom and pop restaurants, you knew what you could get, and you knew the quality was going to be very high. That was not the case when the Howard Johnson's went into decline in the 1980s. I found out that there are only 3 Howard Johnson's restaurants still remaining. There are, of course, the motels. There are 2 restaurants in upstate New York and 1 in Maine, and that is it. But what happened was Mr. Johnson was selling ice cream and hot dogs at various stands in Massachusetts, and finally in the 1920s was able to open a restaurant in Quincy, Massachusetts. Now, it was doing okay, but then something magic happened. The mayor of Boston would not permit the Eugene O'Neill play Strange Interlude to be put on in Boston. So the cast and crew moved to Quincy. The play was 5 hours long and had an intermission for dinner. It was nearly across the street from Howard Johnson's restaurant. Influential Bostonians ate there. Word of mouth did the rest. Howard Johnson's and Holiday Inns were there at the very beginning in merchandising motel space and restaurants. I miss everything about the Howard Johnson's except their own cola. They called it Hojo Cola. It was horrible. I'm Dennis Daily with your daily news update.